Hello everyone, and welcome to another royal reading here at MadWorldTarot. Fluffy is in attendance. She's just woken up. She does seem to time these things. Very sleepy, but sitting ready and waiting for the tarot reading. And I hope you're sitting not quite so sleepy, but also ready and waiting for this tarot reading. We're still looking at the court case, the great win for Harry. The mission continues. His big-haired lawyer said perhaps Harry chose him because he's so obsessed with hair, and the big hair must mean big brain or something. I don't know. But anyway, a statement was made after the win, and I use that term loosely, very much critical of Piers Morgan, naming and shaming him in particular, calling on the police to investigate and prosecute. So it was pretty strident, stirring stuff. If you really want to go and man the barricades and storm the Bastille and all that kind of thing. Harry was doing his best to rabble-rouse, I think, in that. That's my opinion, of course. Piers Morgan shot straight back. And I'm not going to read what Harry's lawyer said with the big hair because I can't bear to. But Piers made a stirring speech in return, and I am going to read from it. He said, "Prince Harry's outrage at media intrusion into the private lives of the royal family is only matched by his own ruthless, greedy, and hypocritical enthusiasm for doing it himself." He goes on to say, "Harry says he's on a mission to reform the media, when it's become clear his real mission, along with his wife, is to destroy the British monarchy. This is a guy who's repeatedly trashed his family in public for hundreds of millions of dollars, even as two of its most senior and respected members were dying, his grandparents." Now, I'm no fan of Piers Morgan, but I found myself saying hear, hear when I heard him make this statement. So we're going to have a little look at this. I want to know if Piers is baiting Prince Harry, basically to sue. That's what we're going to be looking at ultimately. We're going to do a compare and contrast, and I have one of my novelty tarot decks on the tarot table for this, the Disney Villains tarot deck. I'm sure that each man views the other as a villain of sorts. We're going to do a compare and contrast. Harry on the left of the fork and Piers Morgan on the right, how they view each other, how they feel about Harry's win, again using the term loosely, how they feel about each other's speech. So Harry's lawyer's speech with the big hair, and then Piers' speech that I've just read. How does Harry feel about that? Is Harry going to sue Piers, and does Piers want him to sue? That's going to be our outcome. There seems to be a move towards this. Lady C has been saying quite often in her videos, and I have been meaning to look at this, sue me. She's been saying to Meghan, sue me. And now Piers has pretty much come out and said just the same without directly articulating it. But this is inflammatory stuff. It's really accusing Harry of exploiting his family for his own gain, even while his grandparents were dying, expressing sentiments that many of us share. And let's remind you that this is just tarot for fun and entertainment, all my opinion, my sentiments, speculation. I read energy here, archetypal energy, because we're dealing with the royal family, an archetypal family if ever there was one. And disclaimer in the box below, because we're talking about possible legal proceedings. Let's try and remember how many cards I've got to lay out here. One more on each side. That's it. Harry on the left, Piers on the right, and off to the races we go. And we have Two of Wands. Two of Wands is normally a partnership, but in this case, I would say that the Two of Wands is two foes, because look how those Disney villains are battling each other in that card. That depiction of the card, they're battling for media attention, because it's wands, it's PR, it's news, it's attention, it's public opinion, it's all of those things that we constantly are looking at. And that's one of the reasons why this is so fascinating. The judge in the other court case, well, so many court cases, accused Harry of misleading somebody who was so intent on cleaning up the media and social media, but yet was guilty himself of misleading people. Here we have a battle for public opinion, a battle for truth and clarity, and all of those things that in this world, I think the biggest problem in this world, well, that's a wild generalization. One of the biggest problems in this world is the fact that there is no truth. No one you can believe. We've learnt a lot about PR thanks to Harry and Meghan, and how stories are manipulated and how we are manipulated. And there it is in full force with that Two of Wands underlying everything in this reading. Let's have a look and see the situation we're dealing with. We are dealing with conflict. Five of Swords. We're dealing with a situation that really is, neither side has won. That's the Five of Swords, hollow victory. Even if you think you've won, you've lost. And if you've lost, you might actually have won. So very, very, very interesting card. It always amazes me as a tarot reader how subtle and how insightful the cards are, and universe is through the cards. It is truly an amazing tool as far as looking at energy goes, in my opinion. Harry on this side, Piers on that side. How do they feel about each other as human beings, as fellow human beings, as Disney villains? Harry, how does he see Piers Morgan? How does he feel about him? The Nine of Cups. It's he thinks of Piers as somebody who's smug, gloating, quite emotive, quite can stir emotions quite easily, and he certainly has the gift of the gab. Harry doesn't have it, but Piers certainly can. So he looks at him, and it's interesting that of course there's a pitchfork there, the devil himself stirring those waters, rebel rousing. An interesting interpretation of the Nine of Cups, but it's somebody who's smug, who's gloating, who's a bit pompous, but self-satisfied. That kind of energy. That's how Harry sees Piers. Some people might agree with that assessment. And how about Piers? How does Piers see Harry as a human being? Two of Swords. This is somebody who's found himself at a difficult juncture in his life, a turning point in his life. Somebody who has got difficult decisions to make, somebody who does not seem able to make them, because Two of Swords is not knowing which way to turn, crossroads, got to make difficult decisions, got to possibly end things, cut someone out of your life. Could be your wife, could be your lawyer, could be the litigation that you're chasing, it could be your life in California. Piers looks at Harry and thinks, you got some trouble on your plate, mate. Glad I'm not you. Harry looks at Piers and thinks, you smuggled whatever you are. Self-satisfied, pompous. I could put some rude words in. I won't fill in your own rude words of choice. Let's see how they view the court case, the outcome of the court case. How does Harry feel about Piers Morgan being accused of being a liar, basically, in this court case? And the court agreeing, really. Knight of Coins, that's me, that's Harry. I mean, not me personally, I'm in his energy, so that's how that happened, that slip of the tongue happened. Knight of Coins, I'm Harry, I'm magnificent, I'm on the slow road, this mission to slay dragons. Wasn't that sickening? That's why I couldn't read that speech or any part of it, but he's slaying dragons. There he is, the Knight of Coins. Actually, that's not the knight that goes and slays dragons. Sorry, Harry, sorry to prick that balloon, or to actually prick the bag of pentacles that you are towing along behind you. It's really the Knight of Swords. If you want someone to slay dragons, you phone up the Knight of Swords and say, please go and slay that dragon. Knight of Pentacles might take a while to turn up, and might be signing some book deals along the way. Just saying, or Netflix deals. How does Piers feel about the fact that Harry won, and the fact that he was, Omid Scooby-Doo was viewed as a reliable witness by the court, and Piers Morgan, was accused of being less than honest? The devil! The devil! It's the devil in reverse. He'd like to, well, that devil isn't a peaceable devil. He'd probably like to do something more than just make a statement about it. But it's toxic. It's absolutely toxic. It's lies, it's anger, it's revenge. The devil represents all of those things. It's in reverse. He wants his day in court. He wants to overturn this devil energy. He's very angry. He's angry about being labeled thus by the court. And it's now a matter of record that this is what was decided. And he wants to break this chain. He wants to undo this. Very powerful sense of wanting to undo this. This by far is the most powerful card on the table. The devil. Devil in reverse, wanting to free yourself of this reputation of being devilish, of being a liar, of being someone who's deceitful, somebody who encouraged people to break the law to gather information so that he could print it in his sleazy tabloid. He really wants to clear this up and restore his reputation. He feels very powerfully about this. It's interesting that he's got sucked into this narrative by falling for her when she slid into his whatevers on social media. Allegedly. No, it's not allegedly, it's true. He's talked about it. So, how about each other's statements? How does Harry feel about this? You are ruthless, greedy and hypocritical, intruding your own family's private lives, and you're setting out to destroy the British monarchy while your grandparents are busy dying. How does Harry feel about that? Ace of Swords. That's telling me right there that he probably has got on the phone to the lawyer straight away. Because the Ace of Swords is about making a statement, a declaration, truth, honesty, justice. Very indignant, outraged, on the phone to the lawyer. What can we do about this? Piers, as I say, not reading Prince Harry's big hair lawyer statement about slaying dragons and all of that. How did Piers feel about that? We've got an Ace of Cups. Two aces, matching energy, I could say snap. Sort of. I hope that this card is the right way around now. Ace of Cups. Emotional. He's very upset about this. He's extremely upset about it. He passionately wants to get his truth out there, connect with people about this and say, I'm a man of integrity. I'm the one that's honest. Believe me, trust me. Cups is about loyalty and trust. It's your instinct, it's your gut instincts about a situation. And he's appealing to the public. Harry, it looks like he's appealing to his lawyers. Sort this out. Piers is appealing to the public. He's appealing to our emotions. As I say, it worked for me. I do react very emotionally to statements like that, and I'm here, and I get my pitchfork out, and I'm there. So it worked for me, Piers, just by the way. So interesting that they're both there, very much the start of something. This started something. These speeches didn't end the matter, didn't say, okay, we've had the court case, Harry won, that's it, that's the end of it. And now off we go. This is new. This is a new battle that's starting here. They're just getting into position, getting their ducks in a row, as the cliche goes. So, is Harry going to sue? There was already hints of it over there with the Ace of Swords. Is he about to get that big hair lawyer? Got the Page of Swords in reverse. He'd like to. Look at that cat, baring its teeth, scratching the piano stool. Been there, done that with cats. It's the Page of Swords in reverse. It's not big energy. It's do some research. That's what the Page of Swords does. It does research, investigate, look stuff up, go and figure out if we can. Go and sue. Probably some clerk somewhere is having to hustle over Christmas, and see, I'm sure big hair person is on his way to the south of France having one big, not so much, but anyway, this is junior energy. This is doing research. This is snooping around, scratching around, strategizing. It's in reverse. It doesn't mean it's going to go very well. Delayed, lingering energy, indifference, apathy to it, desire to wound and hurt and get vicious with the Page of Swords in reverse, definitely. But not sure it's going to go very far. How about Piers? Does Piers want Harry to sue him? Does Piers want his day in court? That's the same energy as this Ace of Cups. He's emotional about this. This is something, you know, if he was a bad un, a wrong un, as they say, I don't think he'd be so emotional about it. He really wants... he's emotional about this, wanting this challenge. Look, he's showing his biceps here. Come and get it. Come and, you know, come at me. It's that kind of energy, but it's from an emotional place of, I'm really hurt, I'm really upset. I could be losing my viewers and my viewing figures and my popularity. I've already lost one job. Do I need to lose another job because of this? This is a okay, come on, try me energy, because of the way the card is depicted in this novelty tarot deck, Disney Villains tarot deck. But it does say, okay, bring it. I'm up for it. I'm up for it. It's more potent energy than the Page of Swords in reverse. It's more upfront. It's higher. It's an elevated energy in terms of hierarchy and status. A knight obviously is higher than the page. So Harry's a little bit sneaky. He's almost hiding behind a big hair lawyer and that poor clerk who's going to be spending Christmas doing research. My opinion, I'm speculating. Piers is up for the fight, very obviously, from the picture on the card. And interesting. We'll have to see how this goes. I think it's early days yet. Early days while that happens. And while that is happening, we're not going to know how it's going to go. But definitely upset. These aren't terrible views of each other. It's not the worst by any stretch of the imagination. Hollow victory here. How they feel about the court case. Harry very pleased with himself. Piers, this is the big card. Piers, this is wrong. This is outrageous. I can't be tarnished by this. These accusations, I want to break that. New energy here. Piers very much in his emotions about this, very emotional about this. Harry, I want truth and clarity and come out and swat this fly. It's irritating me now. This was my big moment, and then he came and made that big speech. It's not horror and outrage. Piers is horror and outrage, devil here. That's not, it hasn't landed. What Piers said about dying grandparents hasn't landed in Harry's psyche. I don't think he's able to, he doesn't have the self-awareness or the sense of shame or whatever is required for him to understand why people are so outraged by his behavior, because he is so stuck in his own sense of grievance. He can't see how appalling his own behavior is. And that is my very personal opinion about this whole sorry saga. That is your reading, and thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next one.